should we believe you and not Amber, Johnny? Why should we believe you and not Amber?
Not this morning, not the time yet.
Johnny, how's the trial going?
How's the trial going, Johnny?
Johnny, how do you want to be remembered?
Of course, we know the crowds continue to be gathered there outside of the courthouse, waiting to get into the courthouse. 100 wristbands for people to observe in court in the gallery live. We're going to take you back into that courtroom, and we did hit the pause button. You haven't missed any testimony, very important testimony that Johnny Depp's team is presenting, because this is an expert that appears to be credible, well qualified, testifying as to authenticity of photos of Amber Heard with bruises, and testifying that in his opinion, those photos have been altered.
Okay, you can be seated. Your next question.
Thank you. Mr. Neumeister, do you have another demonstrative prepared that shows a photo with EXIF data reflecting that it was saved in Photos 3?
Correct. Photos 3, yes.
Your Honor, we have a video of these photos, and we're happy to play it once so that counsel can review, if that's all right.
Okay.
They've been through some objections and some sidebars and established that this witness can apparently look at the photos that have been used in this trial as demonstrative aids to testify as to his opinion of them. Still with us, Franz Borghardt. Franz, what else do you think they might be discussing at the sidebar?
You know, the question becomes, we know that they were altered, but is the issue for the Heard team the nature of the alteration? And if the nature of the alteration is well, look, we modified the file size for cropping, or we modified the file size for this reason or that reason, well, you know, it draws a different conclusion, and maybe that's what they're trying to limit is what this expert can testify to that isn't in the realm of speculation. However, I mean, the cat is out of the bag at this point. The cat is well out of the bag at this point. The jury has now heard testimony as to at least 3 photos that were altered in some way. Now, how they were altered, we don't know. We know that the photos have different file sizes. To what end or what conclusion that can be drawn as a result of that, that's going to be, unless he testifies to that, that's going to be argument and closing arguments for the Depp side. But right now, this is really, really damaging to the Heard side.
And, you know, he did specifically say that first photo that he testified about was Amber's arm with the bruise, where she's taking the picture of it on her left arm. And he says there were 3 different of those same photographs, same in terms of what it was being taken of, in evidence, and that forensically, those 3 photographs didn't match. So there was no way to authenticate them, which means theoretically they could not hold any weight at all. All right, let's go back to the courtroom. I think they may be done with the sidebar.
We took care of that, Your Honor. Thank you. May we publish, or would you like to see it?
I'd just like to see it.
Okay.
And what's demonstrative business going to be then?
This is plaintiff's 1305, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Could you play it? There you go.
Subject to Your Honor, that's fine.
All right. So 13, marked as plaintiff's 1305, and uses demonstrative. You can publish it in Japan.
Mr. Neumeister, we're gonna go ahead and play the demonstrative that you prepared, and then after the jurors had a chance to see it, if you want to explain to them what the demonstrative shows, that would be great.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you publish it? No, yes.
So, Mr. Neumeister, what was depicted in that video?
The same photo treated two different ways. One was marked with the original with the operating system from an iPhone, which is iOS 9.3.1 on that particular photo. The one that says 9.3.1, there is a graphic below indicating it. The second photo is marked Photos 3, and it looks quite a bit different.
And just, Tom, could we pull up defendant 708? Mr. Neumeister, does the image in defendant 708 appear to be similar, same photo as what was depicted in your demonstrative?
It's the Photos 3.0 edit version.
Thank you. We can take that one down, Tom. Mr. Neumeister, have you also formed an opinion about defendants exhibits 712 and 713?
Correct.
Did you prepare a demonstrative that shows
Exhibit 712 and 713 are on scope.
I can show you if you'd like, Your Honor. So, again, I want to mention a sidebar, the purpose of the sidebar. The sidebar is an opportunity for the attorneys to approach, to have a conversation with the judge and say things about their objection or their basis that they cannot otherwise say in the presence of the jury. So while the sidebar in this particular case is, as I understand it, being recorded, it is not being said in order for the jury to hear it. So there's a real advantage as a former judge for the use of sidebars. But I have to say, Franz, they're going back to the podium. Let's listen in. All right, could we pull up plaintiff's exhibit 1306, Tom? And Your Honor, this is another video that, can you pause that, please? This is another video that we prepared. It's not published yet, so I'm happy to play it once through. So that
Play it once through. This is 1306.
Oh, just request, what exhibits are they? Sorry, Your Honor. What exhibits are these that are in this video? It doesn't say, I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to get my question out a moment ago. Defendant 712 and 713, Your Honor.
12, 713. Okay, 1306 then will be demonstrative as identified and published.
And if we could go ahead and play that, please. Tom? And Mr. Neumeister, what's your, what do we see here in this demonstrative?
There's Exhibit 712, I believe you have. I'm not sure the date's number, 712 and 713. They're two separate exhibits, except it's the exact same photograph that's been, one's been edited, one hasn't. Or I can't say that one hasn't, but the colors have been modified in an editor.
Objection, Your Honor. Beyond the scope of your ruling, talking about colors. It keeps happening.
Thank you. Mr. Neumeister, did you form an opinion in this case about the authenticity of the photos that you reviewed of